All right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Intern Hour. I'm your host, John Fay. I am the editor in chief of USLA Magazine here at USLA Media. We have been doing some rebranding of our show, so we're kind of having a fresh start here. So I'm reintroducing myself, and I'm going to let Jordan and Alison reintroduce themselves as well.
Yeah, hey everyone. So I am the one behind all of the social media. Follow us at the Intern Hour on our Instagram. My name is Jordan, and I'm the Director of Marketing and Sales here at USILA Media.
And hey everyone, I'm Allison. I create all the video. I'm the videography intern here, and I will be creating all the videos for Usula and for Intern Hour.
And behind the soundboard, we have Olivia. She's not on camera, but we've got her back there. She's overseeing everything. She played our new intro song, which is brought to us
Hello.
courtesy of my little brother Brian. So thank you, Brian, if you're watching. I really
Yes,
A
appreciate
big
it.
thank
shout out.
you.
Thank you, Brian.
We love it.
It
Big
sounds
shout out,
great.
music production major over at Millersville University. Love you. Um, for those unfamiliar with our show, we talk about serious issues going on in the country and in the Philadelphia region. We are very Philly centric, but we try to focus on the entire world because I think it's important to know everything that's going on in the world. We got some big stories coming out this week with the elections coming up, with the recent election of ACB to the Supreme Court, and one of the most important things, which we're going to start off with, is the riots that have been happening in Philadelphia following the shooting of Walter Wallace by Philadelphia police. The event was caught on tape by somebody who was present there, and has been making the rounds online. And a lot of people are just arguing that it was another good example of excessive force by the police. Following his shooting, there have been protests around the city, which unfortunately have devolved into riots,
Mm-hmm.
which has been causing large scale damage to businesses around the Philadelphia area. And I thought we could take it from there, and then we'll talk about some more aspects of that as it goes on. It's very sad that this is something that keeps happening throughout the year. That it started off with George Floyd protests earlier this year, and it just seems to keep going along. I think this is the second time that the National Guard was called into Philadelphia this year.
Yeah, I
I
believe
think
that they
so.
were called in, after George Floyd's
Mm-hmm.
death, and then this time around as well.
Mm-hmm. It's very unfortunate. What are our thoughts on this? How are we feeling about this event that just
So
happened?
I, you know, as I was hearing about like everything going on, he was actually a disabled man who was having, they said, like a mental health crisis at the time, and family was calling the police to have an ambulance come to bring him to a hospital. I'm pretty sure, and the I read somewhere, I think his mother said, like, on an interview, they're like, they should have never shot him. Like, if he wasn't, like, cooperating with police, like, use a taser, use something. Um, because he was having a mental health crisis at the time, and they wanted him to go to a hospital. But it's a tragedy, and it should never have happened. Um, using, like, using bullets and
Mm-hmm.
killing a person for having like any reason, that's not okay, but for having a mental health crisis, that is definitely not okay. And I think one of our earlier shows talking about like the lack of mental health
Mm-hmm.
resources in our city, and just like in Pennsylvania and in our country. I think this is another example of how we just need more resources, and yeah, it's a tragedy.
Yeah, it's completely heartbreaking. Seeing all these families who are constantly going through this and have the fear of, the police who should be helping us, who should be on a positive note, but have kind of showed us, at least, this is not just the first year that this stuff has happened. This has been going on for, years and years, and this is things that I've read in my history book, and I think that's something that is just so crazy is thinking, we read history and we learn about history so we don't repeat it. And this has been something that's been repeated, and after so many people have spoken up and have talked about this, it's just crazy to me that this is still happening. And what do we do about it? How do we handle this? Because this is a problem that we can, like, I don't want to see moving forward. I don't want anyone else to be hurt who have been innocent, who have unarmed. There was no reason for them to shoot him, kill him. There's just no reason for it. And of course the community is, speaking up about that. They're angry, they're mad. This is completely just wrong in so many ways.
It is, and that's the big thing that people have been talking about is that we really should consider teaching police about de-escalation
Yes.
more than they already know. There are definitely police who use de-escalation, but it's not on as wide a scale as we would like to think it is. They kind of just went right to just stopping it immediately in the
Right.
That
And the
shouldn't happen.
training as well. I might not be 100% correct on this, but I believe that the training to be a police officer is less than a year. Am I correct on that?
A year to 2 years.
Year to 2 years,
It's
yeah.
not as far as enough as it should be.
Right, exactly. We
Yeah.
need to increase the amount of training to be a police officer and, doing background checks and fully understand, doing mental health checks and figuring out exactly who you're putting in your police force.
Exactly. And we at USLA, we are a nonpartisan news outlet, so we try not to take sides on this. But this is a human issue.
This is
something that keeps happening over and over and over again, and it's happening
agree.
here in Philadelphia. I mean, that wasn't that far from here
No.
when that happened, and it's very unfortunate that this is something that just especially this year. It seems to it's been going, like you said, it's been going on
Right,
forever.
yes.
But this year we've had a lot more instances of it, a lot more.
And I think
And
it's just really sad that now people are turning this into such a political issue.
Mhm.
When, like you said, this isn't
It's a
political.
yeah.
This is a humanity issue. Like, us as the human race need to come together. And why is this happening? What are we gonna do to stop this?
Yeah.
Because this is like any discrimination of anyone at any point in life is never good.
Mm-hmm.
not at all.
And for like right now, the Black Lives Matter movement, this is so important, this humanity issue, and it
Mhm.
needs to be stopped. It needs to be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
100%.
Another aspect of this story that I think has been very interesting and has been covered by some of the media, the family of Walter Wallace, specifically his parents, have been speaking out against the rioting. His cousin, I believe one of the people was his cousins. He was saying like the rioting's not doing anything. He said something along the lines of don't put his name on that.
Right.
Which it's such a hot button issue. I don't know where to go with that, because it's like, well, it's always the protests start off and then a lot of them they turn into these riots, unfortunately. And I understand where his family's coming from, definitely, but it's almost, you have to ask the question, is that just part of what some of these protests are becoming now, or is it something that we should try to get away from and try to have more of a discussion? Again, this is something that is completely beyond me, so I'm just kind of trying to figure it out like
Mhm.
everybody else is. So it's hard for me to say one way or the other.
Yeah, and I'm not going to sit here and say that I completely understand what they're going, because as a white woman, I don't understand what their struggle really is. But I was reading into this, and from a perspective saying, doing all the looting and everything, it's basically a symbolic way to say that our lives are more important than the economy and all of these, Fortune 500 companies, places like CVS and Target and all these places that have been getting looted. That is essentially, I think, what they're trying to say. Do I know if that's the best way to say it? I'm not going to sit here and say yes or no, because this is not a battle that I personally have or that I fully understand, if that kind of makes sense.
I'm kind of the opinion that nobody can really understand it. Even the people that are in the midst of this, it's just kind of like, a lot of the times it's like one person starts doing it, and then it's just kind of, at that point it's almost like mob mentality. Everybody just starts doing it because it's just kind of in the midst of the chaos that's going on. Everybody's angry about what happened. I mean, everybody's angry about that. It's a horrible thing that happens, and that's always what happens, that people are angry, and the anger comes out in multiple ways, including riots, unfortunately.
It just seems like peaceful protests, should be the answer, but they haven't been, because while these protests start off peaceful, they don't turn out that way. And I'm not saying that is because of the protesters, but it tends to go a different direction. So, if you're looking at it as you're looking at it as, yes, I want a peaceful solution to this, but the peaceful solution, I'm not getting that. What do you do from there?
Exactly. And I think this also stems that our current government cares heavily on economics and businesses. So in a way, I kind of see it as, if you're going to be, again, not saying I agree with looting, but if you're going to be doing that, I think it's more of, you're showing the government look, pay attention to us because you're
Mhm.
obviously not paying attention to us when we do it peacefully.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, we're going to ruin or hurt something that they care about strongly. That is the economy.
Mm-hmm.
Very,
It's a crazy world we're living in right
It's
now.
crazy.
We also should talk about we had a curfew in
Yes.
Philadelphia the other day, so that lasted from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. the next day.
Yeah,
Yes.
I remember, you know, in the middle of quarantine and everything when all the riots were first happening, that was a curfew for, I want to say about a week, maybe even
Mhm.
longer than that. It's I see it as a way as, you know, Philadelphia wants to protect their citizens, but it's just insane that, you know,
Mhm.
it's come to this.
I know.
It is kind of like a preemptive, like, you know, we just want to make sure that nobody gets hurt type of
Mhm.
thing, but it is also people are just wondering, is it necessary to bring them in? Again, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not in the middle of these, so I just don't, you know, I don't understand the whole situation of what's going on. What I do recall the last time that this all happened, I actually passed some of the National Guard on 95.
Yeah,
I
I've done that too.
I believe I was going home, so I was going north, and I was passing a bunch of them on 95. So, like a whole line of them, and it was just, I think they were just coming out of Philadelphia that night. It's always odd when you see them around.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just like, oh, something bad
Oh,
happened.
yeah.
It's very
think we just really need to educate ourselves on the Black Lives Matter movement, on discrimination, on inclusivity, on everything that's going on. I think that if we open our eyes and, you know, don't just ignore it, that's a first step. You know, speaking out and saying, hey, this is what I believe in. I stand with you. I might not understand fully what you're going through, but I stand with you is really where we should be, you know, where our first step should be.
So on that topic, I do want to bring something up that I did see. It kind of bothered me a little, I guess. So I saw a video that was shot during one of the protests that
Mhm.
happened yesterday, 2 days ago, and it was of two Orthodox Jewish men who were at the protest, and from what I understood from the video, they were just they were trying to be a part of the protest and help the movement. And I saw some protesters weren't very happy about that, and they told them to leave. They were just like, this isn't your fight to fight, you need to leave, like, get out now. And I think people also, like, this isn't, while it may not be their fight to fight, they're helping with fixing the discrimination in the world and in our country.
Mhm.
And that kind of bothered me because they're just trying to help fight and help the Black Lives Matter movement. So why are you going to add more discrimination in and I'm pretty sure they were calling like some like anti-Semitic words. It just I don't think you should be, you know,
You shouldn't return hate with hate.
exactly.
Mhm.
Don't return hate with hate. And
It
if people
doesn't
are
go
trying to
anywhere, yeah.
help, like, yes, they may not fully understand, but in the end of the day, isn't this about us all coming together
Right.
Mhm.
and making it a better country and equality for all?
It could be a trust issue.
It could be, yes.
You know, if I mean, you were look at what we were. You know, we're looking to trust our police officers, and people have gotten burned from that. So
Yeah.
maybe they're just worried about what people's true intentions are.
That's true.
That's just, you know, the way that I could see it from their perspective.
Absolutely. So we're going to move on to our next subject,
Mhm.
which is Amy Coney Barrett. She was. We good?
Yeah. I think
Okay.
we're good.
Okay. So, sorry, I was hearing something.
Yeah.
So she was on September 26th. She was elected by Trump for the nomination to the Supreme Court to replace the recently deceased Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And then exactly a month later, she was on the 26th. She was brought into the Supreme Court as the new Supreme Court judge, and people are skewed on how they feel about that.
Mhm.
She's very much endorsed by conservatives, by Republicans. She's what's called an originalist, so she looks at the Constitution from interpreting it like as it is written,
Yes.
Right.
which was the judicial philosophy of Antonin Scalia, the now deceased Supreme Court judge who she actually clerked under. So she's even said in interviews that they share the same political
Views and-
ideology. So
mhm.
it's almost like Scalia coming back into. A lot of people are kind of looking at Scalia coming back into the Supreme Court.
Mhm.
And a lot of conservatives, Republicans, very happy about that. a lot of pro-Trump people very happy about that because this is his third nomination into the Supreme Court. He's had Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh before this. And then there are people who are concerned about her true intentions with what she has going in. She's a very outspoken. She's a very outspokenly religious woman. She is Catholic, and Catholics are traditionally very anti-abortion. So there are people that are concerned that could have an effect on, say, the Roe v. Wade outcome, which is giving people the right to choose, to be pro-life, pro-choice, to be able to have birth control and things like that. So, and there's people who are concerned that she might try to, with some of the other judges, because now the conservatives outweigh the liberal judges in the Supreme Court, that might sway the election one way or the other.
Yeah.
Just because that is now the highest, I believe is next to the president, that's now the highest court in the land that you can be a part of. And Trump has put 3 people in there so far. So how do we feel about that here at USILA without, we're nonpartisan, so I mean,
right, I know
but
that.
we
That's
are,
what I'm trying to
we-
bite my
we
tongue
are-
here a little bit.
we are humans and we do have opinions on things. So let's look at it as a news outlet.
I think for a lot of people, and I feel this way as well, we've come so far as a nation since the Declaration of Independence was written. So many things have changed, so many things have happened where I don't really believe we should solely be going off of the Declaration of Independence anymore. Life is just completely different than it was back then, so it's a little bit scary for me to have people who are in these positions who aren't open to the idea of change and aren't open to, just opening their eyes and seeing that change. I think that she could be that way. So in my eyes, I just think that there's been so much that has happened that we shouldn't be just staying in one place. We need to be moving forward. And if her ideals are stuck in the past and stuck in her ways and aren't open to hearing other ideas, other people's, beliefs and morals, that's what alarms me.
I definitely agree. I think she follows the Declaration of Independence that was written, and the Constitution that was written, hundreds of years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're in 2020 now, and we've had so many advances in human rights and just everything. We've had so many advances. I think people need to, and especially the Supreme Court judges who make these huge, huge, huge decisions, need to kind of realize who they're impacting and the types of people in this country. And I know a huge issue is LGBTQ rights, and I know a lot of people are worried that their rights are now going to be taken away, because back then there was no such thing as LGBTQ rights. There was no such thing. But nowadays, it's normal. It's normal for people to be, LGBTQ. It's part of life. And I think the Supreme Court needs to realize that you have to realize who you're, impacting. This isn't, sorry, we're having some
Lost it for a
technical
second there.
difficulties. This isn't like the 1800s. We're in 2020 right now. And I'm a little concerned. I'm very concerned, actually, just in those aspects.
Yeah, I know. I completely agree with that, too.
I will also mention Amy Coney Barrett has said in the past, especially during when she was being interviewed by several different senators for the position, which they do with every single Supreme Court nominee, she emphasized that she would not let, and she's said this on multiple occasions, she would not let her personal beliefs interfere with what is going on in the Supreme Court. You can take her word on that. I'd like to hope that is the case. I don't think that anybody should be putting their own personal beliefs, no matter what they are.
Yeah. Church and state.
Yes.
And state.
Yes.
And I'd like to take her on her word on that. She does have a pretty good background. She wasn't an actual judge for a very long time. I think she only started in late 2017.
She was a professor at Notre Dame.
Yes. And her husband is also a law professor there as well. So I would like to believe that they know their stuff. She also clerked
Yeah.
under Scalia, so I mean, she clerked under a Supreme Court judge. So I think that she is definitely well versed in the law. There's no denying that. I think I'm trying to be as nonpartisan here as possible.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see.
I
We'll
think-
see how it goes, right? We'll see.
I would like to hope anybody that is put into any high office, whether it's the Supreme Court, the president, that they will do what's in the interest of the American people. And
Right,
and I think most people can get behind that.
I think so too.
I'd say that's pretty nonpartisan.
Yeah.
And I hope that she does follow what she said, and she won't use her own beliefs
Mhm.
to
Do what's right for
do
the
these
people.
exactly.
Yeah.
Do what's right for these people,
Exactly.
and only time will, I guess, now be able
Yeah.
to tell.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. And another part of the story is that President Trump is facing criticism for doing this right before the election as well. So that
Yes.
was also also
Mhm.
been very problematic in some people's eyes. There's some people that are saying that he shouldn't do something like that, that it's unconstitutional. Whereas certain judges, including Ruth Bader Ginsburg, before she died, I believe she was talking about Obama in this case, but she was saying a president serves for 4 years, not
Right.
not 3 years. So they can put somebody in there if they
Right.
want. But the optics of it don't look good because it's Trump's. I'm not going to say this because I don't think that I don't know if it's factually accurate, but he has put a lot of judges. He's put 3 judges in just one term. So I mean that's pretty quick.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a take of it what you will. Like look at the situation as like he could be doing it for his own purposes. He could be doing it because he wants conservative judges in there.
Right.
But again, at the end of the day, we're nonpartisan. So I hope that they just do a good job. That's all. That's
Yep.
all I hope
Yes.
they do. All right, we're gonna bring our stories back to Philly right now. The Reading Terminal Market has a GoFundMe, which I highly
so
suggest if you
sad.
are viewing this to go to the GoFundMe page for the Reading Terminal Market. Due to COVID restrictions, their foot traffic and sales of all the different places that they have in there have been dramatically lowered because of the COVID pandemic.
Yeah, loss of tourists coming
And-
into the city. Yeah.
And it's been a common story since this all happened. I mean, so many different family businesses that were around for generations, this just killed them.
And this
And
iconic market.
This
Mhm.
iconic market that has been around for a very long time. There's a lot of Philadelphians that would be that to Philadelphians. It's like Independence Hall, Liberty Bell,
Reading Terminal.
Yep.
Market.
Yes.
So that is something that a lot of Philadelphians do not want to see go
No.
away. And it's just another sign of businesses suffering because of what's going on in
Right.
the country. So it's again, I highly suggest going to the GoFundMe page for Reading Terminal Market. Help them out any way you can.
Or even just like tell your friends, share it on your social media. Just get the word out. Like
Mm-hmm.
we do not want to see this market
Yeah.
have to close. So just please help out this market.
Yeah.
It's such a iconic place and such a staple of Philadelphia.
Philly has gone through too much this year
Yes.
for that to happen
Oh,
as well.
please do not close it.
Reading Terminal Market is embedded in the culture of Philadelphia.
Mhm.
I think that's a place that every Philadelphian I think has been to at least
Oh.
once,
Oh yeah.
I'm sure.
oh yeah.
if not a few times.
That's one of the tourist spots. Like when I first came to Philly and I did, all the touristy things, you have to go to Reading Terminal.
Mhm.
One of the first times I came here, I went there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just you have to. It's
have to,
it's the
yeah.
place.
Absolutely. And again, this is just we've seen so many different businesses go out of business because of everything going on with COVID. I'd like to hope that maybe the government could help out businesses a little more. I know that they've been talking a little more about the stimulus checks that have been
Yeah.
delayed because of basically politicians arguing with each other.
I was gonna say, where's that at?
I don't know. I'd like to hope it's coming soon.
Right.
Do we have any other thoughts on this? I mean, it's not just another business going under, which is sad in itself, but it's the Reading Terminal Market.
I'll post
Like,
the link of where you guys can, where our listeners can go and donate on our social media page, on our Instagram.
Mhm.
So keep a lookout for that. We'll give you guys the resources that you need. If you, can only donate a few dollars, any amount helps. I think that I speak for all of Philly here when we say we definitely don't want to see the Reading Terminal go.
Um,
No,
Oh.
sorry, go ahead.
Also, like if you don't want to donate, maybe try doing some shopping there. I know when I can't always get there because it is a little bit. You have to take the subway to get there, but I love doing my grocery shopping there. they have the market, and their prices are very good, and it's all fresh grown.
Mm-hmm.
You're not getting like the big businesses. It's supporting local, and even if you can only like go there like once a month, like just, I don't know, buy a pack of strawberries, buy some apples,
Mm-hmm.
buy some of your meat there. Just any way to help out the market. Instead of like going to Fresh Grocer or going to Trader Joe's, try going to the market.
Mm-hmm.
We focus on news from around the world, but we are very Philly centric, I would call it.
Yes.
And-
Temple
and-
students, really?
Yeah, we're all
We're all about
Temple
Philly.
students. Go Owls. Alison's got her Temple mask on.
Courtesy of Temple University.
So, are we good?
We might
One moment.
We might be having some. What?
She said it just stopped for no reason.
Are we back?
Sounds like we might be back.
We had some technical.
Are we good, Olivia?
Oh, you're out again.
We can't.
Now we can.
Now we can't.
No, we can. Are we good?
You guys are really getting into our show here today.
Well-
That's okay.
We're having some technical difficulties. We'll try to figure this out as soon as possible. Sorry for our
In the
viewership.
meantime,
In the meantime,
why don't you go follow our Instagram page
Yes, please.
at the Intern Hour.
Also give Usla Media a follow.
Yes. Follow our parent brand there, Usula Media. We definitely want to make this show very interactive. We want to hear from you guys. We want to hear what you want us to cover. If you would want to come in and join our show one day, we would love to have some different perspective other than just the interns here.
Yes.
So, have any ideas in mind of what you'd like us to talk about? Slide into our DMs. We'd love to hear from you.
slide into those DMs, please. And again, we're Philly centric. So if you got stories that we don't know about, fill us in, and we would love to cover it, and we'd love to have you be a part of that.
Yeah. Do you have your own business? Do you have something you want the word to get out for? Definitely let us know.
Give you guys a plug.
Absolutely.
All right. I think
so
we're good.
Sounds like we're back.
we're good,
Yeah.
Olivia?
Yeah.
All right,
Oh.
I always hit
Allison's
these.
going nuts over here. All right, so if you can help out the Reading Terminal Market, we highly suggest that you do that. It is a staple of Philadelphia culture. It would be like, in my eyes, that's like losing the Liberty Bell.
Mhm.
So let's not lose the Liberty Bell. Let's keep Reading Terminal Market. Help them out as much as you can. Shop local. I think that's beyond nonpartisanship.
yeah.
Shop local, people.
Shop-
Come on.
shop
What are
local.
you doing?
It tastes better in the end.
Mhm.
It does. It does. It actually
Like-
does.
That's good for the wallet
And
too.
honestly,
Yes.
the prices aren't that bad.
Mhm.
Not at all. Before we go on to our next topic, I'm just going to slightly talk about this. Me and Allison are still kind of warming up because we were out in the field today
Yes.
reporting on a story in the freezing cold for all of you people. Hopefully we'll have that up on our website in the very near future. We got some great footage from Allison. We've also got another cameraman helping us out right now. So that'll be up soon. We're very happy to bring you all the news that's going on around the world in the Philadelphia region. We're very happy to be able to cover local businesses, organizations that are helping out the community.
And if you have a local business or organization that you think should be covered and you
Yeah.
should be on Usula Media, let us know and we'll go out and we'll film and do a story on your business.
Please reach out to us any way you want to. What would you say is the best way for people to reach us?
Definitely through our social media accounts at Usula Media on Instagram, Twitter. We have a Facebook page as well, and we're on LinkedIn.
Connect with us on LinkedIn.
Yeah, so the best way to reach out to us is definitely through our social. We really do want to be interactive and hear what you guys have to say and what you'd like to see. We love sitting behind these mics and doing this, and we want to make sure that you're loving the content that we're putting out as well. So definitely be sure to interact with us on our social media. Let us know what you want to see. If there's anything you want to have covered, I'll be the one that responds.
All right. So I think that it's now time for us to move on to a little more of a lighthearted subject. We cover every bit of the news. What we do here on the Intern Hour is we cover the hard-hitting news, we cover the very serious issues that are going on, and then we try to leave you with a little bit of a light subject. So today we're talking about Halloween.
It
and
is spooky season.
It is spooky season. We were
Spooky
talking about this
season.
in previous episode.
It is, guys. It's a taco hat.
I'm sorry, I have you both beat. I got Gandalf.
Oh, that's
Yes.
It's on backwards. Hold on.
Man, I should have upped my game
By
here.
the way, I can still
Thought it was prepared.
sneak in.
Yes,
If you
yes.
ever want to ask me a question, I can still.
Oh, perfect. Join in anytime, Olivia. Oh,
no,
wow.
No, my mic is live right now. Hi, guys.
Perfect. It's behind the scenes, can't see her, but she's here with us too.
You shall not
I
pass.
came as a pumpkin today.
Wait, what?
Yes.
I came as a pumpkin today. That's why my shirt is orange.
Yes.
Oh, love it. Love it.
Oh,
Dropping my phone here.
We're all going crazy.
Olivia just looked at me like,
Yeah.
sorry, Olivia. I think I just deafened
Don't
her
scare
with
me
that.
like that.
Sorry. It's spooky season.
yeah.
we're-
So
All right, so we're here to talk about the best costumes of 2020 and what's going on with trick-or-treating in the time of COVID.
Yes.
So we looked it up a little beforehand. What did we determine was the best costumes this year?
Okay. So
I'm saying
got some
Gandalf,
good
but
ones.
we
what
got
do
some
you
good
think?
ones. I found one that, I don't know, it gave me a little bit of a chuckle. It's COVID friendly too.
Mhm.
For all you sports players out there, it's the sport player in the NBA bubble. Just want to make sure I get the words right. So put on your favorite sport jerseys and get one of those blow up like inflatable bubbles.
yeah,
that
the
you
ones
can,
that you used
that
in
you can like
games
run
and-
around and
Mhm.
like bang people with. And you go inside, and you are a sport player in the NBA bubble. Ha ha ha!
Ah,
Love it.
genius.
And it's
Genius.
COVID friendly because you're all by yourself. Don't even have to wear a mask then.
Yeah, and some other ones. So I was watching a video of Ellen, and she had a couple kids dress up and come to her show. One of them really cracked me up. It was the little girl came as her mom on a Zoom call. So she came in a box and had a few people above that were on the Zoom. She had a nice shirt on top, and then pajama pants on the bottom, and then a wine glass to really show what people have been going through working from home these past couple months. So I thought that one was pretty clever. And then she had another little girl dress up as the fly on Mike Pence's head from the debate.
Can you explain how she did that costume?
She just dressed up as a fly.
Love it.
And said that she was the fly from the debate, that iconic fly. So
That is amazing.
those were a few funny ones that I thought of as well.
Just throwing this out here, just to be a little creative. If somebody wants to do that, maybe get like almost like a dress that looks like Mike Pence's head, and then you're the fly. Like
Yes,
the top
on
part
top
of
of
you
it.
is the fly.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
If you've got some ideas of what you guys are doing for Halloween, of course, wanting to make sure that we're still sticking within the COVID guidelines, but we'd love to see what you guys are doing for to still celebrate the Halloween season. So definitely tag us, send us your pictures, and maybe you'd be featured on our Instagram.
Ooh.
The one costume idea, which I have a feeling is going to be pretty big this year, and I'm totally taking a guess, but I have seen some people who are talking about
Mhm.
doing something like this. My 13-year-old sister, hi Erin, she had the idea of dressing as like a plague doctor.
Oh,
from,
right,
like, the
I remember
Black
us talking about
Plague,
this.
those bird masks. I thought that was great because not making fun of the COVID crisis, but you're never going to have a better year to do
Right.
this.
Yeah.
This is the year to do it. This is the year.
This is like a once in a lifetime opportunity to dress as something like that, and I'm sure that's not going to freak out people that see that.
Right.
Also,
Yeah.
just a quick reminder when you're having your Halloween costumes this year, as said every year, make sure you are respectful with your Halloween costumes. Remember,
Mhm.
people's cultures is not a Halloween costume. If you have to defend yourself, you probably shouldn't be wearing it.
If you think, is this wrong? It probably,
probably
is.
is. Like, dress up as a
Yeah.
fly, for instance.
Exactly. Go as your favorite Disney characters.
Yes.
My roommate and I are going as Zach and Cody this year because we're both very short. We're both under 5 foot. So we thought, what better way to represent ourselves more than Zach and Cody?
I'm very excited to
Yeah.
see Jordan in her outfit. She's been talking about it all week.
Yeah, we've had this planned for months.
And I think the most important thing for especially the children this year are, can I trick or treat?
Right.
Yes.
The answer is, for the most part, yes. Most states have not. I'm sorry. There are no states that have outright banned trick or treating this year, but they are emphasizing social distancing. Maybe go with less of a party.
Yes.
try do as much as you do what you would do on a normal day.
Yeah,
trying to
parents
avoid
still
getting
wear a
COVID.
mask.
Yeah,
Yes.
still wear a mask. Um, also, just I think a perfect example of this has been Andrew Cuomo the governor of New York, where he just gave an outline of where he's like, I highly suggest that you keep your distance from each
Mhm.
other.
Yeah.
Don't go with a huge party of people. Everything you would want to do to avoid COVID, do the same thing on Halloween.
Right.
Exactly.
Maybe just I've kind of seen these things where people have made a candy chute. So you put your candy in this it's like a pipe chute, and you put the candy down, and the kids can get it that way.
Love that.
Or just leave a bowl full
Just
of candy.
exactly.
All the way. Although the only take one rule it tends to not apply to everyone. It's definitely a way to still stay safe
Yes.
and celebrate this year.
I'm sorry. On a previous show, I had discussed getting one of those like claw things that are.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
We found it, so that's what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm giving out candy with that thing.
Nice,
with,
nice.
with my Gandalf mask.
Yeah.
I was also looking on the CDC website. There's some other ideas that if you don't want to do trick-or-treating, some other COVID-friendly ideas. So some of them were parents, you can hide Halloween treats around and in your house. So to do a little like scavenger hunt with
that's cute.
candy. Also to have a Halloween outdoor costume parade. Of course, making sure that you wear a mask and not a costume mask. You can wear a regular mask and stay your 6 feet, but to, show off your costume, have a little parade. And then also outdoors, a Halloween movie night with friends and neighbors, of course, still keeping distance. And if you want to do an indoor one, just do it with your house members. I know, like, tonight, my friends and I were having a little Halloween movie night with, my housemates. And it's going to be quite fun.
Yeah. I love that we are finding ways to still celebrate and have a spooky season, but making sure everyone is staying safe and getting on top of this. I love to see it.
And I think it's important that while COVID is still going on, you can still enjoy your holidays, even if it's not trick-or-treating. I know this whole year, everybody's been making the best of this situation. I think Halloween is a good testament to how people are kind of adapting to this new world that we're living in. I think it's very important that, we still have our fun, but we still be safe about it.
Right.
Exactly. I'm a little concerned, though. I don't know if you guys been seeing, but especially in Pennsylvania and Philadelphia, the numbers have been increasing dramatically. And I'm a little worried that how the numbers are going to be after Halloween.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that too. I wonder if there's going to be a direct analysis of that.
I mean, obviously numbers are going to go up. I mean, not that I'm partaking in any of these, but I know many, many college people are still having these huge parties.
And have the mentality of, COVID's in the past. No, it's
still
very, very much a thing. It's still very relevant. You can still get sick.
Exactly. So I'm very concerned with how the numbers are going to be within the next 2 weeks.
Be safe.
Please be safe.
If you're not feeling good, go home. There will always be another Halloween to celebrate. Hopefully next year without, so many restrictions.
Exactly.
But just, be smart about it. I hope that we don't have to, keep telling our viewers about this. I'm hoping that listeners at home are just saying, yep, I'm already doing that. I plan to do that. So hopefully that's, what it is.
Absolutely. Are there any other fun Halloween facts or things that we're doing
Do
for
we want to
Halloween?
go around and say our favorite candy?
Ooh, we could do that.
100%, absolutely.
Olivia, you can join in too on this.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Favorite candy.
Your favorite
Favorite
candy.
candy.
Oh, my favorite candy. My roommate actually, her parents just sent her from Ohio these pumpkin pie Kit Kats,
Ooh.
and
that sounds really
they
good.
are so good. I've eaten at least like 20 of them so
That
far.
sounds
They
really
sound
good.
so good.
But they are absolutely amazing. So
Ooh,
that would be my favorite as of right now.
that sounds really good.
Alison?
All right. Kind of basic. Reese's peanut butter cups. Like, I can eat those all day,
Can't
any
go
day.
wrong. Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
my absolute favorite. Some good peanut butter, some good chocolate. Love it.
Yes.
Jordan?
I'm gonna have to say I definitely love a good Kit Kat. I'm gonna have to try those pumpkin pie ones out, and Sour Patch Kids,
Ooh.
the watermelon ones. Oh
Mhm.
yeah,
Those are
Oh yeah.
So I thought long and hard about this. I've been a dark chocolate person my entire life.
Mhm.
When I was younger, I always loved dark chocolate. My grandmother gave it to me. My favorite candy is the Midnight Milky Way, which is it's
Ooh,
Milky
yes.
Way
Those are
with dark
good.
chocolate.
Mhm.
That is my absolute favorite. I can't think of anything else I like better than that.
Those are pretty good.
Those are very
So
good.
that's like my favorite chocolate. If I had to choose something that's like a candy, I'd
Mhm.
say the sour Skittles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I
love those.
Those sour Skittles, they're dangerous.
me
though.
back.
I
Like
know,
I'll
they're-
eat like a whole pack because they're so addictive,
Mhm.
and then I don't know about you, but I like burn my tongue.
Yeah, your tongue hurts for a few
A
days.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but they're so good.
Should have a warning on the pack.
They really
On
should.
the label, yeah.
Too sour, super sour.
When I was younger, Halloween was always like one of my favorite holidays. It was like I'd say Christmas and Halloween was like the close second.
Mhm.
And I my biggest memory I always have is I have two younger brothers and my younger sister as well. She's a lot younger than me, but I helped her trick or treat a few times. Is we would unpack all of our candy that we had at once, and I on multiple Halloweens just ate half of my pile
Right.
in one sitting and was like violently ill the next day.
Yeah.
I did the same thing the next year, so I learned nothing.
Yeah.
Man, I remember doing that. Like after my brother and I would go out trick or treating, we'd
Yeah.
sit on our floor and right in front of each other, we would dump out all the candy, sort everything, and then we'd be trading.
Yep.
Yep.
Like there was
Trading,
stuff I didn't like that he got, and
I
man.
remember my parents would take the parent tax where we would be going through our candy and it's
100%.
oh you wouldn't like this one, this one's definitely not good for kids, or I did all that walking, I'm gonna take this.
Yeah.
They just come on over and take all
Yeah,
your
the
candy.
parent tax.
Everybody always gave me the dark chocolate candies because they knew I would like them
Yeah.
and they wouldn't. So I always got like the Midnight Milky Way, the dark chocolate Hershey's, Mounds. That's another
Mhm.
favorite of mine. So yeah,
Good times.
Good times.
Definitely, I'm gonna. After this weekend's over, I'm going to the grocery store.
Discounted candy.
All the discounted candy.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I'm filling up my cabinet. We have a candy cabinet in my apartment. It is like my favorite thing. Literally, any candy you want, we have in there.
Amazing.
We're a little addicted to candy, so we got to fill it up after this weekend.
Yes, for sure. On a budget.
Yes, on a budget.
All right, our last topic of the day. This is our final show before the 2020
Takes off.
election.
Yeah, I gotta get more serious.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah,
This is a
yep.
big
Ugh.
deal here.
It is. So this is our last show before the 2020 election. This is happening on, for those who don't know, it's happening on Tuesday. You can still send in mail-in ballots. You can still drop off.
They actually don't recommend you anymore send in a mail-in ballot.
Yeah, I
Never
think
mind,
they're
yes.
recommending
They
just to do the drop
at this point, I would not send in your mail-in ballot if you wanted to count.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, strike that. So so you can still vote in person on Tuesday, November 3rd. You can still drop them off at the satellite
Yes.
location.
Yeah,
You still
you can still
drop
drop
Yes,
them off.
Just do it yourself. Don't put it in
Yes.
the mail.
Let's talk politics, people.
Alright.
This
Last election
whew.
threw me off so much because I think a lot of people just thought Hillary Clinton was going to win by a landslide, and she did not.
It's all about that electoral college.
Yes,
And
we're
it's-
gonna see how it plays out this
It's
time.
not even that. Last time we got the results on, I think, like a few hours into the next day, so November 4th, we saw the results. And I remember watching it live with one of my brothers. It might not be for like another week. Some people are predicting with everything going on with the mail-in ballots. So it could be a
Right.
few days, could be up to a week. But there's all these different predictions as to like we're basically going to be living in a political limbo because of that.
Yeah.
So that's very concerning to me.
I kind of have a feeling that either candidate is also going to ask for a recount just
That's what I
regarding
think.
on the way that, because this is voting early is at least for Pennsylvania has been a new thing. So I think that with the mail-in ballots and everything as well, I think that a lot, either candidate is going to ask for that.
Yes, absolutely. Alison, you have thoughts on this? Where do you think this might be?
I mean, I definitely agree with Jordan.
Mhm.
I think that either candidate is going to ask for a recount.
Mhm.
I'm just, if I'm going to be honest, I'm a little worried, especially living in a city,
Mhm.
a little worried
Yeah.
about how the public is going to react to either one of the candidates being elected president.
Mm-hmm.
So that's slightly concerning, just like how a city is going to react to this, because this is such a big political presidential election this year.
Especially during the pandemic and
Yes.
everything that's going on. I agree. I'm kind of a little worried about how everything is going to go down in Philly, especially with everything that's been going on lately. So I guess
I am very worried.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
otherwise, I mean, I know I already voted. I'm looking forward. I'm going to watch this is actually the first year that I'm really not old enough, because I guess last time I was 16,
Mhm.
but like I cared enough. This is the first year I genuinely care enough about it. So I want to, on election night, on Tuesday night, I want to watch the thing going down, because when I was 16, I really did not care enough to watch that.
Right.
I was watching some, weird thing on YouTube or something. I don't know. So I'm very excited for that, and I'm hoping we can get a result, but again, I don't think we
Yeah,
will.
I kind of think what John was saying is what's going to happen. It's going to take us, I was reading that it could take us anywhere to maybe, a couple days to a couple weeks
Like, that's...
till they really get the
That's-
full answer, which...
How are we supposed to know, how are we supposed to live basically without a president? I mean, I know we still have a president, but...
Right, but without knowing, I mean, what else...
Yeah, I mean, Trump will
we
still be the
do.
president until...
Yeah, until
If he loses,
January.
he'll still be president until January 20th.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be weird. We'll be in kind of like a limbo of not
Right,
knowing,
of not
like, what's
knowing.
going on. Is
It's gonna be weird.
I'm going to be stressed out because I'm going to be like, it's like any second I'm going to get an update as to what happened.
Yeah,
Right,
you could
right,
be doing
right.
anything.
Yeah.
It's just
Wake
also...
up, just first thing I see in the morning, like, what?
Yeah.
Great way to wake up, too.
Yeah.
I don't know about anyone else, but I'm just kind of drained
Yeah.
from these past couple months with all the debates and all of the back and forth. I'm kind of just ready for all of this to be resolved
I
and
agree.
taken care of.
I really realized how divisive politics are from this election. And that's a very nonpartisan statement that I'm making, because you can take that either way. You can take that... anybody can really say that, of being like, Biden's being divisive, Trump's being divisive.
Yeah.
You can really... I mean, the argument can really flip either way, more than any other election that I'm aware of.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I remember the 2012 election between Barack Obama and Mitt Romney. It was, it was kind of just, okay, Obama won. I don't
Right.
remember there being like a huge thing about that. Whereas with this, it's
gonna be a
such a
huge
such a
deal.
different animal.
Yeah.
Can we talk
Yeah.
about, what do you guys think? How is it gonna... Let's say Trump doesn't win and Biden takes over as president. How do you think the transition's gonna go? Do you think it's gonna be a peaceful transition?
He's already said he's not going down without a fight, and that he's not going to willingly,
He has
sign
to,
them over.
though.
Right.
Even if you like
but-
Trump, it's ignorant to not acknowledge that he would not take that lightly.
Right.
Where people are like, no, he would 100% agree to. No, he won't. He's
No.
Donald Trump. I knew who he was.
He's
before the
already
election.
said flat out
Yeah.
he's not doing it.
Yeah.
So if we know anything about Donald Trump at this point, he is a
Yeah.
man of sticking to his guns,
Yeah.
and he's not the one to really be his mind to change very easily. So
Mhm.
I don't know.
Just what does that mean? I'm not going down without a fight? Like,
Right. I mean, if the people vote you out of office,
the people vote you out.
right, that's not something that is in your hands anymore. You campaigning and getting the word out and talking about your beliefs, everything. Yes, those are in your hand. But after November 3rd, there is nothing you can do about it.
No.
So I guess another thing, I feel like a very common theme for this episode is, well, we'll see in time.
Yeah.
But it's so true
Only
to this
time
as well.
will tell.
Yeah, only time really will tell.
Who knows? The next show we might all just be like this.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Or we can just be still waiting for...
To hear,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll be
time will tell.
checking my phone every couple seconds.
know,
like,
right,
no, not
right.
yet, not
Did
yet.
it come out yet? Did it come out yet?
Yeah.
It's going to be probably the most interesting election of our lives.
Yeah.
I would say. I'm
This has been the most interesting time of our lives.
Honestly.
when I have
Period.
kids and they ask me about 2020, I'm gonna be like,
Take a seat.
I'm going to have to take a...
Got a lot to tell
Breathe
you.
first.
where do you want me to begin?
Yeah, right?
It's so
There's a
weird.
lot that happened that year.
Remember, literally in January, weren't we at the verge of, World War III?
Yeah, I remember that. I
That
do
was-
remember that.
There
yeah.
wasn't
I was
even
the
a year
only one in
ago.
my office freaking out about it. I said, no one else cares. I mean, this is another third world
Yeah.
war. No.
Like that seems so far, so long ago.
I know, and all
It
of the
wasn't even a
fires in
year ago.
Australia.
Oh
That
my God, I
happened?
forgot.
Yeah.
Yes, that happened in like
Yeah,
January.
It's
and then
easy to
February.
forget stuff like that with
California and
everything else that's going on
Washington.
this year.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna need to like read the history book just to remember what happened
Right,
this
I mean,
year.
we
I
lived
knew
through
this
it.
was going to be a bad year because Kobe died.
Yes.
He died.
Right,
He died
Kobe
on my
Bryant.
Right at the
birthday.
beginning.
He died on my birthday. I was celebrating my birthday with my sister and my
That was
girlfriend.
heartbreaking.
And I
That
checked my
was-
Instagram and it was just stuff about Kobe Bryant. I was like, no.
I didn't believe it at first.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I'm a big person of not liking fake news.
Yeah, I
Um,
always double check when I see
Yeah,
stuff like
I
that.
always
It's like,
look into things as well because you don't want to be.
yeah.
There's just been so many things out there that just aren't true. So I thought that was not real at first, and then
Yeah.
I did my research into it. and I said, "Oh crap,
Wow.
yeah, it is."
Mhm. I'm going to say this again. We are at Usla Media. We're a news outlet that tries extremely hard to be nonpartisan. I think that we do a very good job of that, where we don't really show our views on certain things. And during this election cycle, during this crazy year that we've been having, I think that one of the most important things that we can do is to keep the general public informed
Yeah.
about what's going on.
Vote.
Vote.
Please
Yes,
vote.
I put that at the end of our most recent article that we just put out about early voting in North Philadelphia. Vote. I just put it in big bold letters.
Yep.
Vote. It's just vote for whoever. Just vote.
Just
You have a
go
voice.
in.
Just vote.
Yes.
Yeah.
Use the right that you have.
Use the right you have.
Not all countries, not all people have this right.
Not
but
at
please
all. Exactly.
use it.
Exactly.
So we highly suggest you go out and vote either November 3rd or drop off your ballot at a satellite location near you. Find out where your polling place is. And we will be here to keep you informed and to give you the best stories that we possibly can. I've been very much enjoying my time here. It's been nice to actually do some real reporting. And I'm just very happy that we're able to be a source of news and knowledge for people.
Yes.
Yeah, and we're excited about our show. We hope you guys continue to tune in every Friday at 1 p.m. As mentioned before, definitely follow us on our Instagram at the Intern Hour to stay in touch with us about everything that we're going to be covering. What's going on in the world from the youth side of things. We definitely love being able to have the free outlet to talk about that.
Hit up our Are we good?
Yeah, I can hear us.
Hit up our DMs. This has been the Intern Hour. I'm your host, John Fay. Again, thank you to my brother Brian Fay for our new jingle. It's been great. Thank you very much. We'll see you
We'll
next
see you
week.
guys next
Thanks,
week.
guys.
Have a
All
great-
right. Thanks, guys.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.